Hey YouTube shooting people, I just want to show you quickly something I won at the New England Regionals in a staff raffle. It's a show appreciation for people that put in a hell of a lot of work to get that shoot off the ground and running smoothly. So I obviously thank everybody involved, and this is just a great prize. As you can tell from the box, it's upside down for you, but we can put it like this. It's a Sig Sauer pistol. It's kind of in the realm of when people think about Sig Sauers. I think this is kind of somewhat unique. It's it's not one of your Sig P models. And this is actually a Sig 1911. I've actually not messed around with this. I've not shot it. This is new in the box. It's a Sig 1911. Let's break this down. It comes with 2 magazines. That's not bad these days. I think Kimber sends you 1, but you know they think they're special. Anyway, it's got a chamber flag in it. There's nothing in the chamber. We'll put the slide forward, point in safe direction, hammer down. The Sig 1911. This is really it's quite nice. You know, I did a video recently kind of complaining about Sigs a tiny bit. Not complaining, just saying that's not really for me. This is brand new Sig 1911. I am a 1911 fan, so I thought that this would be something in the Sig line that would be useful for me. It turns out I originally wanted 226, but it was an enhanced elite version. They were unable to send that to me because I live in Massachusetts and it's not on the Massachusetts approved firearms list. So what the nice people at Sig did is said, hey, you know what we'll do is send you a complete list of every gun we make that's on the roster, every handgun, and you can just pick what you want and we'll send it to you. Pretty cool. I picked this one. This is the Target model that Sig produces. It's got an adjustable rear sight here. That's my dog wanting to kill the UPS guy. You can probably hear. Rear adjustable sight, fixed front sight, of course. They're both dovetailed, and they're high quality. I think you can see the sight picture here. Pretty good. It's target sights. They're not night sights. Okay, so this is really a gun for target shooting. As I said, it's never been fired. It's still got the oil on it from the factory. You can see it. I have to say that the only thing I've done is take it out of the box and look at it a little bit. This gun is super solid built. I think these retail somewhere for around $800 or so, almost $800 at least, when you can find them. They're actually a little bit more difficult to find than you would think. They are extremely well made. Let's zoom in here and take a look at a few things. Now, this is pretty much a 1911 pistol, faithful to the 1911 design, as far as I could tell at first glance. All right. The only differences are that it has an external extractor, which is not necessarily a bad thing. That doesn't matter to me. The other aspect about an external extractor is they tend to require less tuning, and Sig certainly has a lot of experience with external extractors. So much like Smith & Wesson, they went to the external extractor, which I think was the original John Browning design. The military, I believe, wanted a internal extractor. Doesn't matter to me as long as they work. It's got a lowered ejection port, and it's certainly flared here, so hopefully that'll make it eject really nicely. In terms of the overall shape of this gun, this is an interesting gun. It's a little bit more squared off than your classic 1911 designs, which tend to be more rounded here. I think you can see that pretty well from this point of view. And the other thing, you know, part of its Signess is it has these kind of Corvette fenders on the slide that are just generally not present, or they're not present on regular 1911s or non-Sig 1911s. Kind of something that sets them apart. In terms of the action of this gun, so far now I haven't shot it yet. Just giving you my initial impressions. It's real smooth. I've not done anything to this. You know, that's pretty good. You know, looking at it, I think I'm assuming that the barrel to bushing fits pretty tight, because I do see some, you know, natural marks on the barrel here where it's slightly flared at the end. This is a match barrel, match trigger group. It's really a target, tricked out target pistol for bullseye shooting, or you can use it for IDPA and all that, IDPA, all that kind of stuff. It's certainly heavy duty. The fit and finish on first glance, you know, you always learn more about fit and finish as you keep looking at them. But the fit and finish on this thing seems pretty damn sweet, to be honest with you. One thing I can tell you, and I haven't messed around with this too much, is let's move this box aside and we'll mess around with it together. That extractor seems to be more manipulatable than the Smith & Wesson external extractor design. Let's take a look at this thing broken down. Some things about the gun. All right, first of all, the recoil spring is a flat style recoil spring. It is not a one-piece guide rod. Okay, it's a standard sort of. It's not an extended. Okay, that's not an issue for accuracy. The only thing this is doing when this gun's recoiling is going back and forth like this. The extended guide rod is basically keeps your spring from binding. Sig seems to have gotten around that by using a flat spring. Okay, I don't know well you can see that, but it's a flat spring design. Okay. The bushing looks like a 1911 bushing. It's nothing different than anything else. The barrel, this has probably been fired at the factory, so it's a little bit dirty. The barrel is a match grade barrel, slightly flared at the end. It's stainless steel, and of course it's chambered in 45 auto. There is a loaded chamber indicator on the top of this thing. You can see that notch cut out, so when there's a round in there you can see it. Standard barrel link on it. Slide lock looks like any other 1911 slide lock. It looks a little bit more beefy than some, but the same as others, so nothing special there. When we get into looking at this, they do test fire these guns. I can tell you the machining on the slide looks pretty damn good. There's not a lot of machine marks in here. It is dirty because, like I said, they test it in the slide. I mean, excuse me, they test it in the factory when they make it. They test fire them. There's not a lot of machine marks. This looks pretty clean overall. It is an 80 series kind of gun. You can see here your firing pin block, okay, right here. All right. So looks pretty good. It's got nice grips on it. They're wood grips. They might be, I think they're walnut or rosewood. I don't know. What do I know? I just got home from work. I'm like brain dead. All right, so here she is all back together. We'll do a little close-ups of this bad boy. I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's a beautiful pistol. Sig 1911. I got to decide what I'm going to do with it. You know, this thing is well built. You know, it doesn't rattle. There's no rattle to it. It's got a sort of longer trigger to it. But yeah, pretty nice. I hope it's going to get along well with my Colt 1911s and my Smith & Wesson. I'm sure it will. I'm sure they'll get along pretty well. You know, you think about 100 years of service, there's got to be at least something right with this pistol. Thanks for watching.